All right, so we've got our agenda for today all finished. We're going to pick up where we left off on Monday. So this is somewhat of a review on Monday. Now, Alessi showed us last week. She's not able to take questions verbally today, but she gave us the root word, well, some of the meaning of this word. Who can tell us, who remembers this from last week? So
this is the
was,
word Germany.
Yes, it's a German word. Exactly. Good memory, Natalia. Rexy, I bet you've got your phone next to the computer, right? There's some, I think maybe, or maybe there's two microphones there at once. Sorry, I had muted Rexy.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem. What were you about to say?
I'm here.
Hey,
This
welcome.
means when someone leave something awful that you. Oh, yes, awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You're getting close. Now I'm gonna for those of you who are here on the second class, half of Monday's class, I'm actually going to repeat the same thing because I didn't record it last week. So I'm gonna, it might sound like, yeah, Tatiana, you remember?
Can I say something? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
It means like you feel better because your life is better than others, or because others had kind of bad situations or problems.
Well, it's not about you feeling bad. It's making you feel good.
Better. Good.
Yeah, exactly,
Oh.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. So remember, I'm going to underline in pink here. Pleasure. So the Shadenfreuder is this pleasure derived, that means coming from someone from another person's misfortune. So we've all experienced it, whether we know it or not. And I'm going to essentially what I'm saying right now is this part of the class, I'm going to repeat what I was saying at the end of last class. So if you were here at the second half of Monday's class, it might sound like, you know, the word. So here's a French word we use in English. Marie, what is this? Or Cleomaine, what is this?
C'est French word?
Yeah.
Déjà.
Deja vu.
Oh, déjà. Okay.
Deja vu. Maybe I didn't write it clear enough. Anyway, so if you are here for the second half of deja vu, you're about to experience, well, you are about to experience deja vu, Norexi, because you were here for that part of the class. I'm going to say the same words, showing the same slide. So you're going to like, wait a minute, this is what he said on Monday. What's going on here? I'm doing it on purpose because I didn't get to record it on Monday. So just so heads up for Norexi, Natalia, Cleomaine, Tatiana, those of you who are here for the second part of Monday's class, you're about to experience deja vu, but I got a different shirt on and I have a different background behind me. So it's a little different, but here comes some deja vu. Okay. Shadenfreuder.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, Marie.
Do you use the deja vu in English?
We do all the time.
Deja vu.
All the time. So that's, English is like a thief. We steal words from every other language all the time.
It means the same thing in French?
Exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Exactly the same thing.
Nice. Deja vu.
Right. And we say a lot, we use a lot of French words. Rendezvous, deja vu.
Yes, I know.
You know, if you say something clever, I'll go touche, whatever.
Like,
but I don't even.
Bon appetit.
Exactly. So we take words from other languages. That's why English is so hard to learn, because it's just a mishmash of words from different languages.
Okay.
So Schadenfreude, as Alessi pointed out last week, that's very clever. I never caught this before Leslie told me. What does this sound like? Freude, a person. Freud.
Sigmund Freud.
Yeah, Freud. So it's a concept derived from Sigmund Freud. But here it is, pleasure derived by someone from another person's misfortune. So here's the analogy, the situation I gave on Monday's class, which is going to be deja vu, because I told you, I'm going to say the same thing. Here it is. You're having a bad day. Here's the bad day. It's been a cold month, so you get a bill from National Grid. So National Grid is asking for something really high. They say your bill is like $400 or $500 or something. You know, it's a high bill, maybe even 600. I don't know. How high did you turn up the heat last month? Crazy. And National Grid says, give me a lot of money. And you think, man, how do I pay this? I got to pay all these other bills. I don't know how I'm going to get this money. And you feel angry, you feel sad, you feel depressed. But we're a big community here in El Centro. And when you talk to your classmates, you realize that you're not the only one who's having a bad day. So you come to class, you go into a breakout room, you talk to your friend, and you realize that one of your friends' kids in the hospital with COVID. And they haven't updated their mass health. So they're in the hospital with COVID. They're trying to figure out how to talk to this person, this doctor in English, and it's really stressful, and they're having a really bad day. And then you start to think, you know, maybe me and my National Grid bill, I'm doing all right. Then you talk to another friend, somebody else. They got a letter from USCIS. And what does that letter say?
Immigration.
Yeah, this letter says, surprise, you need to leave the country in 30 days from now. And now you got to find a lawyer. And then you start to think, you know what? I'm not having a bad day at all. And then you talk to another friend, and they came home yesterday, and the TV was missing. There was stuff thrown around the floor. Their house was robbed. And then they got to go file a police report. And they're really nervous about talking to the police in English. And then you think, you know what? My life is okay. My life's great. I'm doing just fine. When do I have to pay that bill? 3 weeks? Okay, I'll find the money. I don't care. I'll figure it out. And then you're walking around and you suddenly think to yourself, my life's great and I feel so happy. So where's this pleasure coming from?
Pleasure.
The pleasure. All of a sudden, when you are feeling sad about your life, and then you look at the life of this person, I'm going to draw an eye here. You look at this person's life, and this person's life, and this person's life, you feel great. My life is okay. No problem. So who here has experienced this? Raise your hand or put up an emoji. Yes, Narexi.
Yeah, everyone.
I think we've all probably experienced this daily, weekly. Or you turn on the TV and you look at a family in the Ukraine living underground because a bomb might fall on them. And you think, I'm doing all right. My life is okay now. If I compare my sad story to somebody else's worst story, I feel good. I feel really good. So how often do you do this on the internet? when you look at Instagram or your WhatsApp account or your Snapchat or whatever you use? Anybody?
Yes. But I think you can think it can be worse, but
Worse?
works. But fortunately, it's my life is good, no?
Say it again, Tatiana.
Yeah, for me, I sometimes think like it can be worse.
It can always be worse.
Yeah, it can be always worse. But
Yes,
fortunately, it's good.
that's exactly what Schadenfreude is. Precisely
Mhm.
what Schadenfreude is. Now, here's the other part of the class that's going to be deja vu. Well, we ended class with last week is this. Here we go. I showed some pictures, comparative pictures. So our life in the physical world is always very much different from our life on our screens. So who I am on the screen is very carefully cherry-picked, curated. What that means is what I show people on the screen about my life is not always what they might see if they see me every day from day to day. For instance, who can tell me the difference between the photo on the left and the photo on the right? Anybody? You can raise your hand. Go for it, Cleo Main. And this is deja vu for people who are here at the second half of Monday's class.
Mhm.
What are you thinking, Cleo Main? These ladies on the left and these ladies on the right, are they the same people?
No, no, Sunday, no.
Norexi, what are you thinking?
It's the same people, but it's another way picture. It's sometimes you look beautiful, pretty, and you take that moment for take a picture.
Yeah.
Another time is the real life. It's many things you have to do. So you don't look pretty. I think so. It's my impression.
That's absolutely right. I'm going to show you the next picture. I'm going to get someone else to comment. What's the difference between this guy on the left and this guy on the right?
This is a guy on the right. This is live. This is this on the left. This is for sure. The stock.
So the one on the left is for show, you said?
Yes.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, he's really this picture, he's very careful, right? He's making sure he looks his best. Okay, suck in that belly, stick out those muscles. And this is more close to reality. He's got his belly hanging and is definitely out of a headache. Doesn't look like he knows anybody's watching. So the last one right here, anybody else want to comment? Broader difference. So this is Instagram and this is real life. Can anyone compare? Does anyone have this experience? They see themselves in the mirror every day, but then they are very, very careful about which selfie to show to the whole world.
Yes.
So yes, one American idiom that we can say is, on our screens, we always try to put our best foot forward. And you do this when you write your resume.
Mhm.
Put your best foot forward. Who knows what that means?
I don't know.
So you have a vacation with your kids. The whole time your kids are screaming and yelling and you want to kill each other. But then you get together at the park and you all make sure to smile. And then you show everybody, even though the whole time you're arguing, you want to murder each other, you got stuck in traffic, the vacation was miserable. The moment you want to show the rest of the world is, look at our happy memory.
Yeah.
That is putting your best foot forward. So that's generally the game that you want to play on the internet. Whoever somebody is in real life, it's only that fraction of a second that they want to show to the real world, saying, this is who I am. This is all you need to see. Only
You know that
tell us, Tatiana.
you chose like a fantasy that you are living
Exactly.
a perfect life.
Beautiful. So that's a perfect transition into the story here. You have to create a fantasy to show the rest of the world. That's the game that you want to play. So the fantasy, that's actually what I shared on WhatsApp last week. That I'm actually showing the showing everybody the link on WhatsApp. Here it is. Come on. All right. So this is it. So the name of the podcast is a play on words. Why? It's a play on words, Shadenfreuder, right here. Does everybody see this? Shadenfreuder. That's a play on words. It takes the word Shadenfreude and calls it Shadenfreuder. And this cartoon image, we looked at this. This was also deja vu. What's going on in this picture to this woman? What's happening to her right here? Who could tell me? And this is Natalia, you want to give it a shot?
Sure, teacher. This person feel collapse about the I forget the word. Sorry, teacher.
It's okay, no problem. What's this thing right here?
A like.
A like. A like.
A like.
She's really concerned about getting likes. And what's this right here?
Which one? Oh, it's hashtag.
A hashtag. She has to see the hashtags. There's a hashtag on Twitter somewhere. She's got to see the hashtag. Ooh, there's another hashtag. She's got to see it.
Yeah. Hashtag
so
motivation.
There's a lot. Yeah. So there's a lot going on in her head, and it seems to be very much influenced by her life on her screen. So the transcript is what we're going to use for this class. We're going to listen to the story and follow the transcript at exactly the same time. Now, who remembers how to find the transcript on a podcast? Which one is the transcript?
In the right side, the lines?
Exactly.
That
So
photo?
everybody, That's the one. That's the transcript. Good job. So when you open up the transcript here, boom, you have a introduction to the story. When it comes to our lives on social media, there's always another story. So this is where we left off last week. I'm going to start. You click play, but then you can follow along. See how I'm scrolling down. And this is exactly what I want you to do, what I mentioned last week. It's a long story. It's about 27 minutes. Don't listen to the whole thing at once. It's too much, too many new words. Listen to it piece by piece, 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, and learn the new words as you go. So here's where we finished last class.
Hey, NPR.
Ignore the
In the
commercial.
most recent episode of the Students Podcast, it's time to meet last year's college champion, Anya Steinberg. Click the play button
everybody
below
can
to
hear
hear
that,
her tips.
right? Okay, great.
Techniques for telling a personal story. Support for NPR and the Student Podcast Challenge come from Progressive. Get an insurance quote online at progressive.com.
This is Hidden Brain. I'm Shankar Vedantam.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
In the 1998 movie, The Truman Show, an insurance adjuster slowly discovers that his entire life is a sham. His wife, his best friend, his neighbors, they're all actors playing roles in a reality show conceived by a mad television producer. When he figures this out, Truman Burbank starts dreaming about escape. But he finds he's trapped. Even the traffic seems coordinated to prevent him from leaving town.
Blocked at every turn. Beautifully synchronized, don't you agree?
You're blaming me for the traffic?
Should I?
On today's show, we explore the idea that many of us are living in our own private version of The Truman Show. Unlike the movie, our prisons are of our own making. They are the fictional worlds we create for ourselves on social media.
Okay, this is exactly where we finished Monday's class, but I want to pick up right here. I'd like a volunteer to read this out loud. On today's show, we explore the idea that many of us, who's a volunteer to read the rest of that for me? You want to give it a shot, Handy?
I read that. That's the reason I don't want to read.
Just follow what's on the screen. Many of us are Oh, you're still muted. Marie, go for it. Many of us are.
I said, teacher, I heard that. That's the reason I don't want to read because I.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm not feeling good.
Okay, no problem. Tavares, you want to read this section? Many of us are living.
Many are on this show we explore the idea that many of all us are living and out on a private
version. Good.
Version of the Truman
Show. Yes.
Truman Show unlocks the movie. How prisons are all of out on a making they are the
Fictional.
The fictional world, we create for
ourselves.
Us silver
Mm-hmm.
or social media.
Very good. Very good. That's exactly where we finished class last week. So this is the end of Deja Vu. They are the fictional worlds we create for ourselves on social media. Now I'm going to leave the transcript and go back to a slide I created. Here it is. So this is actually called a psychological term called the Truman Show delusion. People living their lives like they're trapped in a reality TV show. And this is the 90s movie, The Truman Show, where Jim Carrey plays a guy whose whole life is recorded on TV. And when he figures out that his whole life is fake, everyone around him is just performing. He wants to get out, but he can't escape. And this was in the 90s before social media, but today people do record their own lives and are in fact living in this performative way and find themselves trapped in their own reality show. So if we look at the words of the transcript there, many of us are living in our own private version of the Truman Show. Unlike the movie, our prisons are of our own making. They are fictional worlds we create for ourselves on social media. So for the first breakout room today, what I want to ask everybody is, what is the world that you create for yourself on social media? Tell us about your life on your screen. And I see a lot of your WhatsApps. I know you do this. You do have a very bright, colorful world that you've created for yourselves on your WhatsApp accounts. And it's fantastic. I love it. But there's always another story. So when we go into breakout rooms, share the world that you create for yourself with your classmates. What is it that you show people on your screen that you may not, and what is it you are not showing people on your screen? Does everybody understand what to talk about in the breakout rooms? Okay, Perla's nodding her head. All right, I'm going to make 3 breakout rooms. Here we go. Any questions? Everybody knows what to talk about? Okay, if you understand, stare at the screen and say absolutely nothing. Beautiful, everybody understands.
Okay. What will matter?
So you want to click join for the breakout room. So now we're back from our break and we're talking about Rachel. Why, oh, why did Rachel decide and get married? Let's hear from everybody. Who wants first? If we don't have an idea, we could. Sure.
I don't see what the screen.
Do you see the screen now?
Yeah, I see the screen, but it's like that. It's not
I'll make
clear.
it bigger. I'll make it bigger.
It's
Is
not
that
clear.
better?
No.
Okay. Farida, can you see the screen okay?
No.
Let me start. Okay, let me start and stop. I think there's a connection issue. Hold on. All right. How about now?
Better, yeah, now.
Okay,
It's
actually, I
good.
realized I forgot to share. I forgot to share the sound. Hold on, optimize for sharing sound. There we go. Okay, everybody can see that? Good.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this is the voice of Rachel. I'm going to underline in yellow. That's where I've highlighted yellow and blue. Tatiana, would you read this part? It was a turning point.
It was a turning point in my life in lots of ways because up until then, I'd kind of been this free spirit and did what I wanted and traveled a lot and still had that wanderlust. But I was
Yes.
wanderlust. But I was also 23 years and kind of looking around and realizing that other people were getting married and having kids. And I decided maybe I should try this out.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to highlight a few vocab words in that. And this is called chunking. Don't listen to the whole story at once. Follow the transcript and listen little by little. See how we've only gone 5 minutes in? Then slowly we'll start to process it and think what's really going on in the story. It was a turning point in my life. So that means something's changing. And then she says, I've been kind of a free spirit. This is an expression maybe you're not familiar with, but you could figure out, what does that mean? Kind of a free spirit.
Free.
Yeah.
She's free.
Exactly. She's not, she doesn't have a fixed plan for her life. She doesn't, have to achieve this by this time. She just lives her life and, sees where the wind blows and where it takes her. That's kind of her lifestyle. She's not spontaneous. Yes.
Spontaneous.
She'll try a little of this, a little of that. She's enjoying being single. She's enjoying being young and free. But then she wants to make a change. And she says, I was 33 and I was looking around and realizing other people were getting married and having kids. And I decided maybe I should try this out. So what's going on with Rachel here?
A doubt of the life that she's living. If that is correct, to feel like
doubt, you said?
Doubt, yeah.
She's doubting her life choices?
Yeah, doubting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she's definitely feeling doubt. Let's hear from somebody else. Parla, what do you think is going on with Rachel?
She saw other people getting married and having kids. I think she maybe decide to try, but she want to try not for she's feeling, not for she's feeling, no, she saw the other people doing. Maybe she feeling the pressure the people or her family. Mario, why didn't you have a kid? But maybe this is she don't like it. She's free, inspired. She likes be free to travel, to meet other people. But maybe the family want getting married, have a kid.
That's an interesting insight. This story doesn't actually mention Rachel's family, but it could be. We're not, that information is not given, but that's very likely. Now listen to this next part.
Soon, like so many of her friends, she was posting pictures and details about her happy relationship.
So now she meets this guy, and as soon as she meets this guy, every time she goes out with him, she takes a picture with him and puts it on Facebook. Why is she doing that? Look, I found this guy. His name is Cleomaine. His name is Tavares. Isn't he wonderful? Look, everybody. Look.
I'm happy.
Look at this guy. He's so great. Great. Look, everybody.
She tried to meet someone.
Yeah. Why in the world is she all doing this all of a sudden?
Validation.
Validation. I love that word. Tatiana, can you tell us what this means? I'm going to write it down. Validation.
Yeah. She need the validation of others. That means that she need to feel appreciate, and the decision that she's taking is good and is.
Yes.
Maybe she need the other people approve. What is she say? What is she doing?
And there's actually, yeah. How many of you, when you post something, if you post something on WhatsApp or Instagram or whatever, you post something, you wait, you look, you don't see anybody liked it. You wait, you looked again, wait a minute, nobody liked it. You turn, I'm not going to look at this. You wait 3 hours and you think, oh, I got 10 likes. What is that? What? That's the validation that Tatiana is talking about. Has everyone experienced this?
Yes.
So,
when you submit a photo and you want to see more and more likes.
Yes.
To
Yes. And then you might even play a game. You might even play a game. Oh, you know what? I liked their picture. How come they're not liking my picture? That's not fair. So what do you think is going to happen with this guy she meets? We'll find out now. Here it goes.
They will marry.
Got engaged pretty quickly. And, you know, at this time, I'm posting my pictures. I'm posting our hikes. We lived on, you know, the Blue Ridge Mountains. So we'd have these beautiful hikes and this lovely little town. And, of course, I'm posting all of this.
All right. So now she's getting engaged. And she's posting pictures every day about walking through the mountains with this guy. And everything is perfect. So let's go back to this original question.
Everything is wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. Perfect. Why did Rachel feel pressure about settling down and starting a family? We've heard from Tatiana, we've heard from Perla, but I want to hear from a few others before we move on to the next question. What's going on? Oh, and I think maybe there were some questions in the chat. Oh, Alessi says maybe she's having an identity crisis. Alessi just put that in the chat. An identity crisis. That's interesting. What does everybody think about that? Okay. Let's hear from a few more people just with this original question. Why does she feel this pressure to settle down and start a family?
Teacher, maybe she has 33 years old and she don't have a boyfriend or nothing, and that's other factor maybe.
Yeah. The world is this ticking clock. Oh no, I have to do this. Okay. Any other thoughts? Now, we're not going to, of course, listen to the entire podcast today. I encourage you to listen to it on your own. And then in the next class, we'll review the very end of the story. But we know that she is married. She wants to get married to this guy, and they live in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. It's a lovely area. So they go hiking, and they live in this little town. So they're living a quiet, small town life in America. And she's posting all these pictures about how wonderful their life is. So anybody want to guess what she might not be posting? Here comes question number 2. Question number 2, what aspects, take away that, this was for a different class I taught where I used this material. Question number 2, what aspects of Rachel's marriage did she leave out of social media?
Maybe his partner.
Aha. Tell me more, Alessi. Yeah. What else is happening?
So she wants to be a free spirited person. And so she married because she felt pressure of having someone, because she's in the middle age. No, she's at 30 something, and
she's not quite middle aged. She's got a little ways to go before she's in the she's in the middle. She's like maybe a third of the way through.
But she's feeling the pressure of having someone, having a family, building a family. And now that she can travel, and now that she has what she was looking for to impress others, and she figured that she's not happy, so she wants post pictures of her spouse on social media, because something that she's not happy with it.
Yeah. So remember that putting your best foot forward, the beautiful hike in the mountains with the new guy. Yay, life is happy. But there's always another story. So whenever you're looking on someone's profile and you see these beautiful pictures, think about what they're not posting. So I'm going to show you the next part of the story, and you're going to find out what else is happening in Rachel's life with this new guy. And we're going to finish. Our last discussion today will be this question that I put here. What aspects of Rachel's marriage did she leave out of social media? What is she not sharing? We know she's sharing the pretty, day in the woods. What is she not sharing? So that's what you're going to find out, and how we're going to end with the last discussion today. So are you ready? Here we go. This is what she's not sharing.
Engagement was chronicled, the new house they moved into, the view from the porch. All of it looked beautiful on Facebook.
If you looked only from the porch, you could see mountains straight, but if you looked to the left, you could see this huge factory. But of course, I didn't take pictures of the factory, because why would you do that?
Perla caught that. So of course, from one view from the house, there's a pretty mountain. Another view, there's black steam coming from a factory making the sky gray. Oh, let's not put that on Facebook. No. What else?
Facebook is not a place for pictures of ugly factories.
It was very taboo not to share positivity. No one ever put negative stuff on there. And if they did, people were like, what's going on with blah, blah, blah. So it was always about being positive and showing your best side and your best moments.
Facebook is also not a place for ambivalence. Celebrating triumph, that's welcome. Mourning a tragedy, that's okay too. Expressing uncertainty and doubt, not so much. We all intuitively understand the rules. Posts about engagements and babies will receive ravenous applause. News about a grandparent passing away will elicit virtual hugs. But fears about not making rent, marital tensions, hesitations about becoming a parent, those are verboten.
So there's a lot of great vocab here. Intuitively. We all intuitively understand these rules. It means these rules aren't spelled out when you learn to use the internet, but we know them automatically. What are these rules? I'm underlining this. Posts about engagements and babies receive ravenous applause. Yay. News about a grandparent passing away, you will elicit virtual hugs. Ooh, I'm so sorry. But fears about not making rent, marital tensions, hesitations about being a parent, these are forbidden. And this is synonymous with being taboo, forbidden. That's the stuff you're not supposed to share. And we intuitively know these rules, this conduct on our screens. So what's going to happen with Rachel?
Rachel started to feel constricted. The more she posted about her happy life on social media, the greater the disconnect she felt with her real life. The Truman Show she had invented online increasingly felt like a trap.
I know now that at the time, while it looked great and it looked right, it didn't really feel right for me. But I think that putting it out there and having my friends say, oh, this looks so wonderful, you look so happy, this is great, it was kind of my way of convincing myself it was. And I'd say that the more things didn't feel great, the more I posted.
The gulf widened between her real relationship and the Facebook version.
What I'm not posting is that we fought a lot, and what seemed to be kind of perfect to other people was not.
When the new couple took a trip to Charleston, Rachel says her friends on Facebook only saw the beautiful pictures. She posted photos of the two of them sitting on the beach, drinking mimosas, eating good food.
And really, we were fighting the entire time. I had actually tried to break up with him, and it was a miserable trip. But I didn't tell anybody that. And what I shared was the pictures of us in front of the fountain or at the aquarium or eating something delicious, and not that we fought 90% of the time. You're kind of curating your life. Just these very specific moments, the best of the best that you're putting up there with no context.
More and more, Rachel found that she was turning to social media for validation. She wanted confirmation from her social media feed that her life was on track. The more she posted photos of her relationship, the more positive feedback she got. Like,
I'm so happy for you. You're finally settling down, because I'd been traveling forever. And, you look great. You two look beautiful together.
So Rachel convinced herself that this was what she wanted. She had constructed a beautiful version of the truth, and now she felt she had to live it. She got married, posted photos of the wedding. She says that she and her husband moved to a new city. They both got jobs. They bought a house, put down roots.
On the outside, it looked like we had this beautiful new house, and he had this great new job, and I had this great new job, and still, things were not good.
The house looked beautiful from the outside, but ended up being costly and difficult to fix. Worse than that, Rachel increasingly felt she was with the wrong person.
I'm muted. I'm going to stop it right there for today. So there's a lot going on with this relationship.
I have to leave.
Bye-bye. See you later, Cleo, man. So I'm going to stop it right here for today. And we're all going to go back to this initial question. So that's the whole snapshot of a relationship,
Okay.
and they get married.
Yeah, thank you.
So the question here is, what aspects of Rachel's marriage did she leave out of social media? Because there's a whole lot she's not telling the world. So we're going to wrap up class with a breakout room to discuss this question. What is she not sharing? And there's a whole lot she's not sharing. So I'm recreating some breakout rooms here, and this will be how we're going to wrap up class. Here we go. Let me recreate the breakout rooms here. All right, recreating 3 breakout rooms. Here we go. Okay, let's do 2 breakout rooms. Some people have left. Yeah, 2 big breakout rooms. There we go. All right, opening the breakout rooms now. And you may join.